If this is not the cutest mug you've ever seen in your life, I don't know what to tell you. Hi guys, so in today's video I will be sharing with you my most products used from 2018. I've personally never done one of these videos, but I think it's just fun to share what I like, and maybe you can share with me products that you liked in 2018 and see if there is something in common, etc. So if you're interested to see what my most used favorite products of 2018 were, then make sure you keep on watching. My favorite moisturizers. So this is actually new from Clinique. This is Clinique ID. You pretty much pick your moisturizer and then you pick concerns. So I believe they have texture, they have hydration, and then they have like even skin tone, and there's another one, I can't remember what it is, but you pretty much get this little tub of the moisturizer. You can get the gel, the lotion, or the other clear one, and then they give you this ID. It's sold separately, and then you just insert it and you get both the moisturizer and whatever your concern is. So this is what I use. I always either way use the gel, which is the one that just fell, which I'm not gonna pick up. Favorite moisturizer of all time. I highly recommend you invest in one of these moisturizers. This will be oil control, and the one for dry skin, I feel like that one's too heavy, and it looks exactly like this. So make sure you get the gel if you want something on the lighter side, something you can't really feel on your skin. So this is awesome. Dry people, this moisturizer is the best moisturizer ever. This is obviously a little bit more expensive. This one, I believe, without the ID, I believe it's $26 for almost 5 ounces. So I feel like that is the best deal you can get for a high-end good moisturizer. And then this one is very, very expensive. Like, this is expensive, but I always just leave this one for the winter time, which is right now. This is the Moisture Surge 72-hour repellent hydrator. If you feel like your skin is cracking, will repair it instantly. Like, this is such a good hydrator. It's very, very expensive, but I think it's totally worth the price. I've been using these for many years, since I started wearing makeup. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to primers, and the winners were these two right here. It is the Hangover RX primer and the Luminizer primer from Dr. Brand. I feel like these are the best primers ever. These are the ones I used for 2018 the most. If you're dry, I highly recommend this one. If you're more on the normal to oily skin, this is also awesome. It's just like a luminizer primer, but it also kind of blurs your skin and makes it look a little bit more flawless. So I love using these two. I often combine the two. These are two very expensive ones. For pores, I use this one, which is a no pore blend primer, Touch and Soul. So as you can see, I use this guy up a lot. I really liked how smoothing this makes my skin feel, and I don't think it clogs my pores. I've never noticed it clog my pores, but I also think this is really good, and it is affordable option. Now for foundations, I have 4 foundations. Yeah, I have 4 foundations. This has been my favorite foundation, definitely top 5. I just love how natural it is. I'm in the shade Warm Beige. I really like this foundation. I recommend it to anybody. If you're barely dipping yourself into high-end foundations, I recommend this one, especially if you have normal to dry skin. I really like this one. I would recommend you get a sample from Sephora or Ulta and ask them if you can, try it before you actually buy it for $40, because it is a pretty expensive foundation. And then staying in the Too Faced realm, I also really like this foundation. It is the Peach Perfect foundation. If you like this, is for normal to dry. I believe this one's for normal to oily. I don't think it controls your oils like whoa, like I feel like you do need a primer to control your oils, but I really like this one because it's like this one but with a matte finish. Like that's what I love about this foundation, that it's a little bit more matte. And for example, like this one I don't like to wear for a very long time because it obviously doesn't control my oils. It just keeps me very natural throughout the day, and I get pretty oily, so I don't like to use this one if I'm gonna wear it all day. I just like to wear this foundation for like 8 hours max before it starts looking a little bit oily. And then this foundation is one I can use the entire day, and it looks awesome, especially with this primer. I've talked about this combination before and I love it. I am obsessed with this combination. It's one that I go to, it's one that I'm like, okay, what do I want to wear now? And it's this one. I freaking love it. The shade range in this foundation sucks. It's better on the warm base, on the Born This Way, but if you can find your shade in this one, I also recommend it. This one is a little bit more affordable and it gives you 1.6 ounces, which is awesome because it's a little bit more affordable than the Born This Way. The next foundation that I want to talk about is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Foundation. Ever since I tried this foundation, I really liked it. I like the longevity of that this gives me. It just lasts all freaking day on your skin, and I like that it fades off like very naturally. It just it doesn't disappear on you like in chunks. Like it just kind of starts like fading away, because obviously makeup is not gonna stay on like all freaking day, like for 24 hours, you know what I mean? But this one just starts fading away in a very natural way that you can barely tell you're wearing makeup. I really like this foundation. I highly recommend, if you're ready to splurge, I highly recommend this foundation. And for my affordable option and my favorite foundation at the moment is the ColourPop No Filter Foundation. I know a lot of people have like mixed reviews on this foundation, but I absolutely love this foundation. I like how it's matte and how it lasts a pretty long time on the skin. It doesn't look cakey. I just really like this foundation. I believe I would recommend this to someone with normal to oily skin, with normal skin. I don't know about very oily skin. If you have oily skin and you like this foundation, let us know in the comments down below. But yeah, I know people with dry skin don't really like this foundation. I personally really like this foundation, but I mean, it's only $12. It doesn't have a full ounce, but it is pretty affordable in comparison to a high-end foundation, and it is ColourPop. So Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer obviously took the spot of my Tarte Shape Tape. I love this concealer. I have a video comparing the Tarte Shape Tape and this concealer, and this concealer totally replaced my Tarte Shape Tape, and I like this one. I like how natural it looks on your skin. It's just so good. Like, you have to try this. And I mean, this is half of an ounce. Like, it's not gonna get better than this. It's so freaking good. So now for setting powders, I do have 3 that I want to share with you. My most used one, towards the last half end of the year, is that how you even say this? Peach Perfect powder. This is a mattifying loose setting powder. This has a load of product. This has 1.23 ounces and it retails for $36, I believe. It's so good. Like, I've been using this like a lot and I'm not even like halfway through it. I love this powder. If you're a little bit more dry, I would recommend all these products. I recommend to someone with normal to combination skin. This powder is for my dry people. This is the Wowder from Glossier. This only has 0.25 ounces, but honestly, you don't need a lot of this powder because I feel like I've used a lot of this powder and I'm still not like halfway through it. But during the winter, when my skin gets a little bit more dry, I do like to use this powder because it's a little bit more light on the skin. It looks very smooth, and obviously it's not as drying as a Peach Perfect one. And then also one that I used like the first half of the year is the Fit Me Maybelline Use Loose Setting Powder. I really like this powder. I feel like it's a dupe for the Wowder. So if you think this is too expensive, you should definitely try checking out the Fit Me powder. It's so freaking good. I really like it. Now for bronzer, I mean, do I really have to? Butter bronzer is the best bronzer ever. If you're barely dipping your feet into bronzers, I definitely recommend the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Like, this bronzer will blow your freaking mind. Like, if you haven't tried this, I really don't know what you're waiting for. It's so freaking good. I love it. There's nothing else to say about this bronzer. Like, even when I discover a bronzer that I like, I always have to top it off with this one because I just like how smooth it looks on your skin. I can't say enough good things about this. Like, it's so freaking good. And then this is my favorite bronzer of all time. I've had this for like 2.5 years, and like, it still has a lot of product. Like, I'm never run out. I also really like the original like Chocolate Soleil, but I believe they changed the formula on it. It has really bad reviews, so I'm not sure if I can recommend that product to you, but it was one of my favorites. But if you have the new one and you think they changed the formula, let us know, because it's kind of cheating because I didn't use this the whole 2018, but I got this, I believe, when did I get this? Maybe like in October. I don't know, it was when Sephora had their little sale. It wasn't like the VIB one, it was the other one, like the previous one. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But when Sephora has their VIB sale, I highly recommend you pick up the Tantastic Bronzer. This smells really good. It smells so good. Like, if you like how the butter bronzer smells, this smells like coconut-ish, as heavy scented as the butter bronzer. But before you judge, this has 25 grams. Let's compare like the butter bronzer. This only has 11 grams. So this has a lot of product. You're not gonna find one with 25 grams. Like, this has twice as much and even 3 times as much as other bronzers, and it's $49. It is expensive, but when Sephora is having their sale, I highly recommend you pick this up. It's so good. You can ask anybody that has tried this bronzer. It's so good. And I mean, when are you gonna run out of this? It's almost as big as my face. So for highlight, I do have 3, but 2 are affordable. The Maybelline Master Chrome Face Studio highlight. I really like this highlight. I love this highlight. I feel like it blends very nicely. Another highlight is the Butter Highlighter from Physicians Formula. This is in the shade Champagne. It is so freaking pretty, and oh, it's so buttery. Highlight looks so glossy on the skin. I just feel like it just makes your skin look very glossy. That's what I like about this highlight a lot. And of course, the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. This is a highlight that I use when I want to really glam up, because this is a lighter highlighter. It's not really like goldish. It's more like on the, it's not silver, I wouldn't say silver, I guess champagne side. Like, when, you know, like a highlight looks a little bit lighter, it doesn't look gold. You know what I mean? I don't know. That was the worst description ever. Shout out, because yes, I did get this late in 2018, but I really like the blushes in here. And ever since I got this is all I use for blushes. And also I use these 2 bronzers as well, just like as a topper. And the highlights are not as good, but I feel like for these 4, they are worth it. I just feel like these highlights are not natural. I'm not sure why they're in this palette. It's very bulky and stuff, but you know, if you can get it in a sale or something, I feel like the blushes are so good, so pigmented and so buttery. And for the reason I like this. Like, this is all I've been using for blush. That, and also the e.l.f. blush in the shade Mellow Mauve. It's just very, very natural on the skin, and I really, really like this one. Brow products. I've been changing my brow products back and forward all throughout 2018, and towards the end, I decided to give the Hourglass brow sculpting pencil in the shade Dark Brunette a try. And you'd be surprised how much product this has, especially if you like these types of pencils. They are like shaped like a little triangle, if you know what I mean. Pretty expensive, but if you check out the Anastasia one, the one that's shaped like this, it has, I believe, less than half of what this has, and this is only $34, and this will last you a very, very long time. I highly recommend this if you have like bushy eyebrows and you just want to kind of line them. We'll use this and be done with it like in less than a minute, I can guarantee you. Like if your brows don't need much help, I highly, highly recommend this one. And then I also use the ColourPop Brow Boss pencil. It's very, very thin. I do like to use a thinner pencil for under the eyebrow, like right here, just so I could be a little bit more precise. So yeah, this one's only like $5, so I highly recommend it. And this one has 0.003, and this is very similar to the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and this has the same amount, and this one is $5, so I would say they're dupes. This one is a little bit, this is not as waxy or creamy. This is very, very like, this has a very dry formula, which is why I like it, because I feel like it lasts a pretty long time on my eyebrows. I mean, it's only $5. You should try it, honestly. Brow gels, I have these two. I actually used to have the full size of this one. It's the Ready Set Brow. I don't know, it's the one from Benefit, but I really, really like it. It just looks like this. And I only use this one when I know my brows need to be in place literally all day. But on a day-to-day basis, I'd like to just go for the ColourPop Brow Gel. This has such a unique formula. It's very moussey. And I mean, I have very thick eyebrows, and I feel like they do stay in place, but a lot of people complain that they don't. Like if I brush them up, they'll pretty much stay like that all day. But if you have very stubborn brows that just kind of like fall down, I don't recommend this product for you, because I don't think it's gonna work. You'd probably need something more like this. But if you're someone who can just brush their brows and it kind of stays in place, like without you having to be brushing them throughout the day or anything, then I recommend this one, because for me it works and it's what I use on a day-to-day basis. This is just too expensive to be using on a day-to-day basis, so this is something I use every day. I feel like it lasts a pretty long time and it's pretty affordable. So my most used eyeliner is the Physicians Formula. It's like the 2-in-1 eye booster lash boosting eyeliner serum, ultra black. Yes. If you want your eyelashes to grow, you need to use this one. Like, this literally makes your lashes grow. Like, it does work. I highly recommend this eyeliner. It's the best out there. If you want like a thicker eyeliner, I recommend the Stila one. That one is super, super, super dark and nice. And I feel like the tip is very hard, so you can be very precise with it, because I feel like with these types of tips, if it's very flimsy, it's kind of very hard to do like a wing liner. But yeah, I just haven't bought the Stila one because it's a little bit expensive, and I'm like, this one does the job, you know, and lately, so I just stick to this one because it's thinner and because it's affordable. And then moving on to what? Oh, setting spray. Setting sprays. This is a continuous setting mist from Morphe. This retails $15. It's not the most affordable, but it's like the mist on this is like awesome, so I highly recommend it. It makes my makeup last longer. I only use this one when I'm like glammed up. I don't use this every single day. The one that I use every single day is this Ofra Mixer Light Mist. So yeah, you can pretty much set your face, do whatever you want with this one. It's super affordable. This has 8 ounces. It's huge. If you do your makeup every single day, I recommend you get something like this. It's not as expensive. And then when you want to glam up, you could get like something like this. $15, which is almost the same thing, but this has a lot of product in it. Like, I've talked about this makeup mixer like for forever. Like, the mist on this is not the best. If you hold it like kind of like far, it's fine, you know, it's not as bad. Obviously it's not as fine as this one, but they're both very good setting sprays. So I'm gonna now talk about my favorite palettes from 2018. It's released in 2018, but this was my go-to palette, like the Jaclyn Hill palette. The formula is awesome if you're barely starting makeup. I mean, I feel like you should really invest in something like this because you have your warm tones, you have a lot of pops of color, and yeah, you have everything you could do. You could do like a little bit of, you know, some cool toned up in here. I mean, you could pretty much do anything you want with this palette. Every time I'm like, I don't know what I want to do in my eyes, I always pulled this palette and just started playing with a lot of colors, and you know, I always am satisfied with any makeup look that I get from this. Like, it's so freaking good. I love it, and I highly recommend it, especially Ulta. This is at Ulta. If you have like one of those 20% off coupons, you could definitely use it to buy this palette, and it is worth the price. I mean, the formula, I cannot express how much I love the formula on this. And then this was also my go-to palette. It's called the Give It To Me Straight from ColourPop. It looks like this with the exception of this shade that I broke. It was just like a dark brown, so I was like, it's fine. But I love this palette so much. Also, when I don't know what to do, I always travel with this palette because I could totally do like a cool tone with these two shades, which is Downright and Frank, because I love how this shade right here, it's kind of cool toned, but if you mix it with any of the oranges in this palette, it just turns very warm because it's just so, you know, it's so good. I really like it. I also like the shimmery shades in this palette. This is just such a good palette. I highly recommend it before they take it away forever, you know. But these two palettes were my favorites of 2018. I can say I used them all the time. Like, it's a little bit darker because it is. I am running out of sunlight, but I'm gonna finish this as quickly as possible. I had to stop recording, but I'm back and I'm gonna quickly finish this video. So I'm just missing a few things. I stopped at, I just need to do mascara and also lipstick. My favorite mascaras of 2018 were definitely these two, especially this one, the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara, and then the Superhero It Cosmetics. I feel like these two mascaras are so freaking good. If I had to just recommend one, it would be this one. The dupe for the Too Faced one, I'll put a picture of it right here. I ran out of it and I haven't bought another one, so yeah, that one was definitely in my 2018 must-haves favorites. So I feel like those three just take it from me. My favorite liquid lipsticks from Ofra. One is in the shade Bel Air, and I'm not sure the shade on this one, Pasadena or something like that. But yeah, these are really good. I really like Ofra liquid lipsticks, but I went back and forth with a lot of ColourPop liquid lipsticks. I know Moonchild was one of my favorite lip glosses to wear. Also this lippy stick in the shade Tootsie, one of my favorites. And then also I discovered the What's in Your Sign Luxe lipsticks, which was one of my absolute favorites from 2018. And then of course I have to include my probably most used liquid lipstick ever, which is the NYX Liquid Suede in the shade Sandstorm, I believe. Yes, Sandstorm. End of the year that I discovered these liquid lipsticks, these lip liners from NYX. I'm not sure what they're called, but they look like this. Like, after using these, and then I tried to go back to like the old NYX formula, which is just like, it just looks like that. It's all black. I would try to go back to these and they were so dry, and these last so freaking long on the lips. Put the lip liner on and then I'll put on my lipstick and then like I'll eat, I'll wipe it off, and then my lip liner is still like intact. It's crazy, but it's so freaking good. So I think that's everything that I have for this video. If I missed anything, oh well, what can I say? Also, I wanted to give a shout out to the Clerkland Daily Facial wipes. So there is 180 of these pre-moisturized towelettes. And yeah, these are $12.99. Like, can you get a better deal? I honestly don't think so. Like, I always make my boyfriend get me one of these because they'll seriously last forever. So yeah, 13 bucks for 180 wipes. And also the cool thing about these is that they have 4 of these of the 30, and then they have 4 of the 15 count, which you could take with you traveling and stuff like that. I am obsessed with these wipes. I highly recommend anybody. If your friend has a Costco membership, tell them to take you with you, or tell them to get you one of these, because they are bomb. So yeah, I just have to give a shout out to my favorite makeup remover wipes. So all my favorite products from 2018. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I would highly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to subscribe down below. And yeah, I want to thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and hopefully I can see you on the next one. Bye!